about to roll right into these, right off the top. All right, Mr. Crawford, sir. Favorite snack?
Yeah. I have to say, what are those little oranges called?
Oh, the little mandarin oranges? Yeah, them suckers is
I can't
good.
even pronounce it. We call them cuties where I'm from. So
That's right, them cuties. They not as messy when you peel them. That's why I like them. Them oranges.
Peel, though.
That's right, man. It's like, God dog. And they sweet.
Yeah.
Favorite cuss word?
Fuck.
Straight up. I thought he was going to say shit. I ain't going to front. All right.
Yeah, it's spiritual.
It is, man. It's got to come up out of you sometimes. It got to come up out of you. You got to hear the emotion behind it.
Yeah.
Now, the most memorable, embarrassing moment you had as a kid?
Oh, man. I had... The first one that came to my mind is when we was playing baseball. I played for this little league team.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking hella shit. And with somebody, I was playing shortstop, and it was somebody turned the bat. And they swung and the ball came straight at me and hit me in the eye.
Ooh.
I had a black eye for like a good week and a half.
Ooh wee.
Yeah.
That ain't no fun right there, God dog. You didn't break nothing though?
No, I ain't break nothing.
Ooh, fortunate. Embarrassing, boy. What's the last butt whooping you can remember you got from your parents? I ain't talking about from one of the peers, from one of the parents.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I was back in college when I got hated.
Oh yeah, see that's rough. That's rough. Ooh.
But last butt whooping. Man, I was really a good kid, man, believe it or not. So
I can believe that though.
Yeah, so I didn't really, I think the butt whooping I got was like my pops thought I told my mama to shut up.
Oh.
He fired on me.
But what, he was wrong though?
Huh?
You didn't tell her shut
I
up?
didn't tell my mama.
She's like, come on, I ain't crazy, Dad. I ain't crazy, Dad. No, all right, now listen, would you rather type or write longhand?
I guess it kind of depends, because if I'm like, I'd rather type a book, but I'd rather write a poem.
I like that. I like the way. Now we can dive off into it, baby.
Yeah.
Now, first thing you gotta do, I want to make sure I ain't sitting across from a total stranger, man. So give me the bio, man. Where you from? How'd you come up, man?
I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Okay.
I started off in the gardens of Nickerson, so I'm a rose out of there. Moved to South Central, went to different schools out in Los Angeles. Graduated from Westchester. Came to Langston University. That's how I ended up in Oklahoma, because my father actually graduated from Langston University. So he already laid that path for me. And my grandfather, R.I.P.
Yes, sir.
He looked out for me, blessed me when I was out here. So, I just felt like Oklahoma was home. So when I graduated, I just stayed out here.
And are your parents from California as
Yeah,
well?
They from out there.
Okay, so he came, did his business, and they went back home, huh?
Yeah.
And then you got out here and stayed, huh?
Yeah, really, he came back to take care of me.
Really?
Yeah, because my mother, they grew up in the same project. So, when they had me, he made sure he was in my life.
I feel that, man. And I always love hearing that, man. This gonna sound mushy, but I got a soft spot for brothers that got bonds with their fathers. Because I'm a big daddy's boy. My favorite dude.
Yeah.
But it's like skewed in our community. It's like this misconception that we don't, like, our fathers just ain't there.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes they may not be in the home, depending on what happened between them and mom. But I got both mine. I'm happy.
But as a teacher, though, man, I've been seeing more fathers, though, man. So
Yeah.
I'm starting to think that's a myth. I think that's what they try to paint.
Mm-hmm.
We all been given this role in society, so we just accept it without even like really looking at the bigger picture. Like, there are men out here who really trying to be in their kids' lives. So not saying they don't disregard the ones that are not, but we got to give props to the ones that are.
For sure. We definitely need that influence, man. Now, I heard you said the word projects, the magic word. How was that upbringing, man? Was it rough for you growing up? Or did you find yourself in some circumstances that you weren't necessarily ready to be in?
I was a naive child, man. I felt like it was paradise. Like, you go to anybody's house, everybody was cool with each other.
Everybody knew everybody?
Yeah, everybody. It was like, to me, it was love. So, moving out the projects, coming out here to Oklahoma, and I was learning about it. I said, what the heck? Is this where I'm from? Like, is this the environment that I grew up around? Like, were these my friends? Like, I grew up with killers? Like, this is scary. Like, so when I go back home, I always had that, like, that not fear, but it's like that, dang, like, I don't think I want to move back home. Like,
right.
Like, I don't think, like, this is for me. Like,
you may have outgrown it a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
I feel that. Well, did it take a minute for you to sort of, get acclimated with people out here? You know what I mean? You don't seem like the person that's hard to get along with. But I know this don't sound have a sound, but I've had some experiences with some cats from the West. They don't necessarily mean anything by it, but they got that guard up to where they don't have that inviting exterior. It's like, man, don't approach dude. But once you get past that wall, oh, he cool. You know what I mean? Was it any of that, or you hit the ground running?
Yeah, I think I just hit the ground running because I wasn't used to this Southern hospitality. You know, like,
yeah.
Everybody was just like, "Oh man, what's your name?" You know,
Yeah, reaching first. And
yeah,
then,
okay,
a little different.
Anthony, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, so it was a bit different, but I embraced it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just like God was just like, "Here, man, I got all this for you, man. What you gonna do with it?" So I had to take advantage. Had to.
Big time. What about siblings, man? Are you an only child, or did you come up with some bros and sisters?
Yeah, I got a little brother who I tortured growing up, man. I'm not proud of that, but we cool now. We cool now. But
what's the age difference? The difference?
7 years.
Oh, yeah. He didn't stand a chance, bro. He didn't stand a chance.
It's funny because you got the WWF, the WWE.
Yeah, man. It's supposed to be FC. That's why I fool with you, because you know the difference, man. The E and the F is different. But anyway, attitude era, babies. But anyway,
that's why I use a torture him because of that. You know?
That's right. That's right. He was the crash dummy. We got to do it that way.
Yeah.
Man, that's what's happening, man. I love that. So you got out here, you at Langston. Were you one of those that knew exactly or early on what it is you wanted to do?
College was a sacred word, but I just know my father, like my last 2 years of high school, my father used to always talk about Langston because, he graduated from there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, I saw the path. I was like, man, I had no idea what I wanted to do. USC wasn't going to accept me.
Right.
CLA wasn't going to accept me, unless I had money, but we didn't have money.
Sure.
So, Langston was right there. So I said, man, let me stop being stupid.
True that.
I just came out here and I embraced it.
Mm-hmm.
Lived it up, man.
Right.
Lived it up.
Yeah. And I know you got more to your resume than just being an educator, but that's how I met you and how I know you. When did you figure out, I think I want to get into education and pour back into the youth?
After my freshman year, that first summer, I didn't want to go back home. So I'm like, what am I going to do back home?
Right.
So I applied for this Upper Bound job,
mm-hmm.
and they hired me. I was the first freshman they ever hired, so I embraced that. And the students was just like, they was respecting me more than they was respecting anybody else, and I was just like, okay. It dawned on me, I need to do something with education, so jump right into education, everything. Like I said, it just seemed like every decision I made back at Langston, it was just like, yeah, man, just because you made the decision, I'm gonna give you all this. You know what I'm saying? So all the doors was open for me. I never really had to. I worked every day at Langston. I still was humble about it, but it wasn't a struggle. It was fun. Life has always been fun for me.
That's dope. What were the young kids? Because when I hear Upward Bound, I think of the Tiny Types. Well, what was the age group you had?
We had high school.
Really?
Kids from Douglas, kids from Northeast, kids from past Northeast,
mm-hmm.
Kids from Millwood. We had all types of kids.
Oh, you got tapped in early.
Yeah.
Man.
So,
It sounded like you had a lot of advocacy too from what's the right word? Let's say officials and people like that at Langston, man, that were giving you the game you needed to have and the keys and the tools to move forward. Would you say that's true?
Yeah, I had a lot of people who groomed me, because I was wild, even though life was fun for me, I didn't have the proper manners. I had manners, but I didn't have the proper etiquette. I didn't know business. I didn't know how stuff worked.
Yeah.
So I was just moving freely. I didn't know that I couldn't cuss in the setting. I didn't know I couldn't. I didn't know I couldn't ask that question.
Right.
I thought it was cool.
Right.
I guess I was too transparent.
Oh, it's like some boundary issues. I don't want to call it issue, but not knowing where, whoa, you know what I mean?
I didn't know society had a box for me waiting. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, that's deep right there.
So and I learned that quickly when I graduated Langston. People out here wasn't ready for what I had in mind for a deeper change. You know what I'm saying? The East Side. When I first saw the East Side, I said, yeah, I saw me. I said, they look like me. How I grew up. I think I need to make a difference. That's what I started doing. That's why a lot of kids out here know me, because I just took all the hood kids and I put a Greek jacket on them and said, all right, we brothers and sisters now. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? And they embraced that. They were doing step shows. You know what I'm saying? They were doing all types of stuff. So I was just trying to do my due diligence.
you took on the mantra as the hood teacher. You know what I mean? That's what you call yourself, and that's what a lot of the students and even some of the faculty and staff at Mill will refer to you as. And when I first heard it, I was smiling. I was like, I love that because, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but to me, the philosophy that immediately taught to me, I'm like, I bet he's trying to change the narrative of that word hood. Is that where it came from?
Yeah.
And I was loving that, man, because it's something about our youth when they see something or somebody that looks like us doing something outside of what the stereotype is. It's like I see it now, so I can be it now. You know what I mean? Like, did you run into any resistance when you took on that mantra as the hood teacher? Anybody push back?
They were just making sure I wasn't, gang affiliated. You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a role that I was, willing to take. Like, I'm willing to take any scrutiny for anything I stand up for. I'm naming my, my media company over there, like Hood Conscious Films. Like, I'm just taking ignorance and wrapping around it, a message around it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it is. There's a message in everything.
True that.
I grew up around ignorance. I grew up around, a lot of crazy stuff. So, all right, well, I saw the goodness in it.
Right.
Like I think that's what God gave me a gift, like to see the silver lining in everything, to see the good in everybody. It hurt me a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of situations I was like I said, naive to. I didn't even know how to even act or respond to certain situations. So I just went with what felt natural. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just completely me throughout everything that I've been through.
Man,
if that makes sense. I know.
No. You actually gave some perspective because that sort of makes me think of going into survival mode. Yeah. When you don't necessarily know, you got to go with what feels right, and we don't always get it right, but it's a righteous move though. You know what I mean? Now, I was talking to one of my players, Isaiah Williams. You know him, a senior this year, and I asked him. I said, "Man, who would you say is your favorite teacher?" You know what I mean? And he couldn't give just one, but you made his list of one of his favorite teachers. Yeah, and he told me he didn't get into the specifics, so I told myself I would ask you. He said, "Man, Mr. Crawford doesn't teach a regular class the regular way." So what does an experience in your English, right? Yeah. In your English classroom look like?
He was in my creative writing class.
Creative writing. Yeah. Okay, that's even saucier.
That's no boundary.
Yeah.
It's an elective.
Okay.
It's not a core class. So
well, take me there. Let's go creative writing. I like that one.
It's just more all right. Y'all come in. I ask y'all a deep question, like, don't give me no basic answer. Don't say good. Tell me how you really feel about this. Like,
right.
After a while, they just got comfortable in that, and then they started being transparent. And next thing you know, I didn't turn all of them to authors. They don't even know they're authors. I got tons of their work. I'm like, then if y'all could just put this all on a Google Doc and just submit it to Amazon, and boom, you done got you a book right there.
Easy. You done tricked them into writing a book.
Yeah. So that's why, like I label myself as a hood teacher because I can do this for anybody. I did this at Douglas. I did this at Centennial. I did this at Northeast. You know what I'm saying? Like this is nothing. Like I don't understand why like there's not a big change out here in Oklahoma City, especially with all the resources we got. Like there's too many good people out here for the youth not to be on top of their ball game out here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So
that's why I really like. I really appreciate Isaiah for saying that because Isaiah's a different type of kid, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for a kid like that to say that, bro, that just lit a fire on him.
Oh, yeah. And like I know, he's a kid that he's smooth of a few words unless he's talking to his peers. Yeah. But once that wall comes down, now it's like you can't get him to shut up. Yeah. And so when you do that, you tapped into something with that kid. Oh, no doubt. Salute. You know what I mean? Now, is your English class constructed similar to your creative writing class? The same way, almost?
Really, I got to follow guidelines. I got to follow curriculum.
True that.
I'm going to follow it, but I'm going to put my twist on it. Like, all right, well, I got to teach them the plot pyramid. All right, well, I'm going to take this movie that they can relate to, like a movie like Baby Boy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to take a movie like Baby Boy.
Classic.
I'm gonna make them since everybody watched it. I'm gonna make them break down the plot pyramid based off that movie. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna transfer that movie into a story. All right, now y'all do the same thing with the story. And they just like, okay, they understanding it. Now they know how to identify parts of the plot pyramid to the story because I gave them something they can relate to. So it's like
I like that.
It's like I can't think of no boxer who, like Floyd Mayweather. He knows exactly what he's gonna do every time he go in the ring. Mm-hmm. Tie him in the classroom, like, oh yeah, give me any topic. I can teach anybody anything.
Just you find a way to relate it to them.
Yeah.
And I heard a quote a long time ago. Matter of fact, my daddy was said, he was like, man, we ain't teaching until the kids are learning. So in other words, figure out a way to relay this message to them. You know what I mean? But it sounds like, have you been given the space to be you and to teach, to do however you need to do it?
I feel like I had to like really like find a common ground, like because I realized because Oklahoma wasn't ready for like this type of change that I was trying to bring. Because I was like, oh, like let's do this for the kids, let's do that for the kids, let's get them this, let's get them that. I got a lot of resistance from that because they wasn't. They still wanted us to follow certain guidelines. I'm like, man, we ain't got no guidelines like that in California. Like,
right.
We're doing this in California. Like, let's do this because I know this could really help these kids out. But I call out a resistance from them. So they made me question people like, are people really out here trying to make a difference?
Right.
Because I saw what I was doing that really helped these kids out. Kids that were like going nowhere, like kids that were gangbanging, selling drugs. I'm thinking like, all right, well, let's help. You're a resource. Like, come on, help me out with this. But no, you're trying to follow this guideline. You're trying to do this. It just didn't make sense to me.
Right. Well, we're responsible for redirecting them cats sometimes. You know what I mean? And just giving them another option. Yeah. So I like that. I like that a whole lot, man.
So I had to redirect myself. So I said, okay, well, I know the rules. I know the rules now. I know the game now. So now I can still do me. But as long as I was like, hey, I did what you said, but I just did me with it too.
Yeah.
Like, it's common ground. Like, because it's like my way of saying, all right, America, like, I'll play your game, but I'm gonna be me. Like, you can piss on me, but I'm gonna talk my shit while I'm getting pissed on.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you gonna feel me. I like that. You gonna feel me. And you notice, man, it's like you can't argue with the influence, though. Because whether you like, love, or hate it, when you see the people that it's supposed to be about, which in this case are the students, how they gravitate to you, I mean, come on, man, you can't do nothing but salute that. Now, let me ask you this. With you being a relatively young dude, and you know how our boys can be sometimes, how do you handle disciplinary issues in the classroom? Like if it gets smoky in there between two students, or if one of them decide they want to cross that line with you?
I just talk to them. Hey, man, like, what's up, man? Like, what's the problem? Like,
right. Just come straight at them.
Yeah, like, let's talk, like, because you're being disrespectful. Like, like, I gotta teach you this. You gotta learn this. Most of them are athletes. Hey, you want to play?
That's the easy incentive right there.
Right there next door.
And he will walk in there. he will come in there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Franklin coming in looking like Suge.
Yeah. If they're a basketball player, I got every coach on speed dial. What you want to do?
There you go. You got the major key.
Yeah. You know.
That's right.
In my classes, I feel like my class is the easiest class in the school. All you got to do is do the work. And if you fail the test, you did the work. That's going to even out your grade. You're going to at least get a C or a low B.
And more importantly, they're going to get out of there with that knowledge, with a little fat on their brain.
Exactly. That's
what it's about. You know what I mean? Whether you got an A or a B, both of those are sexy. But did you take anything out of here? That's the key. You know what I mean? Now, we're going to move into another one of your areas, man. Because I got all your accolades written down. I'm going to read them. I'm going to shoot you some love. Public speaker, author, poet, educator, which we just covered. You're a host, you're a ghostwriter, actor, screenwriter, musical artist, editor. So we're going to start at the public speaking part. Man, first of all, what was your first gig, if you will? Your first at-bat where you standing up there with a microphone and you having to address the masses? You know what I mean?
It was when I was in college. I feel like, not even in college, I feel like life leaves you clues. When you look back at your life, everything that you're doing now, like life prepared you for this.
Right.
So I feel like times when I was speaking in high school, because I tried to be a rapper when I was a kid. So I was rapping in front of my high school. I was trying to do poetry back in high school. I've always been, doing the things that I'm doing as far, but speaking kind of came in when I was in college because I did pageantries. So, you had to speak.
True that.
So I learned how to kind of public speak. I speak project English. Like, there's a lot of words I can't pronounce. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I got you.
So when I speak, I got like a little slur to me too. So
yeah.
Juvenile.
I feel that. For sure.
So I just kind of just take that and just run with it. Like, all right, well, I know English though.
There you go. And you know how to say it to where it can be received. Like, because you ain't said nothing sitting across from me that I ain't understood. So I get it. Was there ever a phase where you had to get over some stage fright, or has it always come natural to you? It's like, man, I don't care if I'm talking to 1 or 1,000, I'm gonna feel the same.
Man, I don't want to sound cocky, but it's like it's like I'm always gonna get nervous before I teach.
Right.
You know, I was nervous for coming here. It's like, oh, I don't know what he's gonna ask.
Yeah. And we
like,
always make sure they don't know. Nah.
That keeps me humble, and that lets me know like my nervous system still works. It lets me know that I still got feelings. That lets me know that I'm still conscious of things. So, you know, I appreciate it. You know.
Yeah. And, you know, rapping has always been cool in our culture. It's always been something that's popular. But I can remember like certain stuff is not deemed as cool amongst our people, our young people. So public speaking is one of them. And even something like poetry, I think, is climbing up the ladder, but it ain't always been considered cool. Like, did you even give a damn about all of that? Or is it just all about what fed you?
It wasn't that many poets when I hit the scene. You know, you had Yen, you had this, you got Yen's, I think Ryan, I think her name Ryan. Then you had Willis Ryder and a couple other poets out here, but there wasn't that many poets when I hit the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, not taking credit for it, but it's like when I hit the scene, that's when everybody named Mama became poets.
Yeah.
And then dope poetry came, and then after dope poetry, many other poetry events and clubs and organizations was formed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more just like, you know, I appreciate that I was a pioneer in that, you know what I'm saying? So but poetry wasn't as cool.
It wasn't as cool.
People would look down on poetry.
Right.
Know? So that's why I was rapping. You know, like,
I feel that.
And even if you listen to my old raps, like I sound like a poet. Like, you're like, what am I doing rapping? You know what I'm saying? So I just flipped it. You know, rap, R.A.P. rhythm and poetry. You know,
I like that, man.
That's what poetry is.
That's some dope shit right there. Now, do you still dabble in the rap space, or are you still with it?
I put out a poetry album last year.
Really?
Yeah, so Apple.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have to link on that.
We're
gonna connect.
You think, man, because you look like you know good music. So
I like to think so.
You know Project English. You know good music.
I appreciate that, man. You know, I don't like to be one dimensional. That's my thing. I always like to diversify the portfolio. You know what I mean? No, it's all good, shoot, man. We officially unofficial. You know what I'm saying? It's all good because my phone over here ringing too. But tie poetry to rap for me because I look at them as the same way. Is it just I'm gonna let you tell it. What's the difference between poetry and rapping? Is it one with music and one ain't got music? That's the biggest difference. All right. What motivates you to get writing? Do you just have an intrusive thought and like, oh snap, let me go ahead and put pen to pad? Yeah. That's how it goes. Yeah, every time, like, man. And I'm one with words. So if I hear a word and it's intriguing, like the word barracuda. Yeah, like, you know, I can't even tell you what a barracuda looks like, but I've been hearing that word forever. Yeah, it's like one of those deadly fish in the waters. Like you know, if you're around barracuda, you gone. Like you ain't getting away from no barracuda. Yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah. So I don't want no part of it. You know, earlier I wrote, you know, to me this poetry is therapeutic. Swimming in the waters, I'm a barracuda. You know, like I just play with the words. There you go. You know, so. When you go, are you all right if you just stop in there and you just drop a bar or two and then come back to it, or you got to have a whole project once you get started? Depending on how you feeling, it varies. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there, man. I mean, just being. You can't force it out. You know, this is your gift, like. For real. I used to when I'm forcing it out, I'll stop. Like I'll breathe and be like, man, it's all right to just chill out on it. You know, I feel like this is the time is for it, but you know, I feel like the things that I'm doing is things that are just happening for me, so I can't say no to these things. You know right. So I feel like God is getting ready to really free me. Like, you know, it's that time. You know, that's what I'm using this time for. Like, I still gonna be teaching because that's what I love to do. For sure. But all these other things that I got going on, like, it's gonna jump off. So I'm just kind of like, it's like, all right. But at the same time, do I want society to go back to be the way it was? You know, that's like a double-edged sword. It really is, because I was quick to be like, hell yeah, I do. I want to be able to go to the gym and go throw some weight around. But I'm like, now wait a minute, because us sort of being forced to be still and kind of deal with ourselves, you know what I mean, and be alone in your thoughts. Or for those of us who are family people who, you know, you may haven't been as present as you need to be, and so now you gotta be. But we shouldn't look at it as you gotta be. You should want to, right? So it's just I think it's taking a minute for us to like unlearn some shit, and then let's learn a new way to do things. It's giving us our values, like giving us a chance to really look at the things that we value. Like I was looking out the window, I was like, "Hey, why am I just staring out the window?" Yeah, feeling goofy, but for some reason I'm liking this. You know what I mean? And I'm real basic. Like when I see the sun shining, it just put me in a certain type of mood. I feel good.
Yeah.
But when it ain't out, I'm feeling kind of blue. I don't know what that is, man.
Hey, the sun be getting blocked too, man.
It does. It does. And it's supposed to be in the 70s all week, but we just came from outside. It's gray as hell.
Yeah,
Cloud.
rain.
Look like it might come down on us. But let me ask you this: before we divert, and because we know we got to talk about the COVID situation, but what would you? Can you remember? No, you straight because it was on the list anyway. What would you say was the longest amount of time that you spent away from a project that you had started because you felt like you were forcing it, so you stepped away? What's the longest hiatus you took before you got back to it to resume? You know what I'm saying?
Like a month.
Really? Damn. Okay. Well, when you got back to it, was you locked in though?
Cause when I wrote Black Paint, when I got to chapter 3, it was like, oh shoot, I'm tripping. Like this is dark. Like, I had to put that down because I tapped into something that I was like I wasn't used to tapping into.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, let me ease up. Let me
Get your head back right.
Like writing Black Paint was like healing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2015, I was going through so much, so it was just like I was able to get all that out in a story form.
Mm-hmm.
Made up characters, made up situations, and made up plots. So it was fun.
It was therapeutic in a way, huh?
Yeah.
I like the way you do that. And we're gonna pivot. We gotta talk about this old coronavirus, man. It's got the world under siege. First of all, what were you doing on the day that the world basically shut down? Was that a work day?
When they shut down school and everything.
When they shut down school, was it on a school day?
Yeah, like in the middle of the day.
So, okay, it's coming back to me now. Yeah, because I remember we were just with the basketball team. We were about to go to state, the girls and all that. So, but we in the gym, and we got the word, and they said that it was done, but I wasn't sure if they started sending students home right then, or if they said after today it's over. Like, how'd it go for you? Did you stop instruction or what?
Yeah, they never stopped everything. Tell the students to call home. It was bad.
Did you believe in it at first?
No.
Nah, thought we were overreacting.
Yeah.
I definitely did.
It might sound crazy, but I pay attention to white people. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
They start buying up a lot of groceries and buying guns. I said, okay, they know something I don't know. So
Yeah.
I think I need to follow suit. So I started getting paranoid. In the beginning, I was uneasy about everything. I'm thinking, like, is it real? Like, what is? I started looking at my idols. Like, all right, what are my people saying? What is B.O.B. saying? What is this person saying? Like, all right, they're not really speaking on it. They don't really know either. Okay, well,
It was still early, wasn't it?
So I'm just gonna stay in the house and kind of still moving around, but I can't even move around because they didn't cancel everything.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, my spring break is over now. Like,
Right.
I had trips, I had performances, I had speaking engagements. I can't do nothing now. Okay.
You got to sit around and do the basic and get the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Get all the necessities.
But man, I'm blessed because Millwood is still paying.
That's right.
And I just keep thinking like, dang, what if I wasn't at Millwood? Like, what would I be doing?
Mm-hmm.
This is crazy.
Yeah, it'd been real rough, man. And that little 1,200 that everybody went crazy over about a week ago, that's cute, but that's hard.
What you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I love the sentiment, because, and I'll be honest, I'm glad that I made the list to get it, you know what I mean? Because I definitely got my little 1,200, but like you, since we work in the same district, we've been able to still be getting paid, so I didn't necessarily need it. So I really was thinking about those who don't get the paid time off, folks who gotta go to work in order to make money. What do they do? And we were under all of this for a month before this stimulus check hit. So what they doing for that?
What you think about the 22 million that lost their jobs?
Oh, man. I mean,
Then the first rolled around, April 1st rolled around, but I ain't gonna lie, I went to go buy a gun because I was like, I don't know what people on.
yeah, people might get hungry, and then we ain't talking about food. Yeah, and everybody's at the crib. You're right, and really, what really stopped me from thinking that this was gonna be something long term, because not just the people, but these businesses and these corporations, they want to generate some revenue too. So I'm like, how long before folks start breaking the mandate and saying, listen, we finna open up. What you gonna do about it? But I still, that question may still not even be answered yet because there's no end in sight to this. That's what's really like, are we going back to regular school in the fall or what's really going to happen? I mean, and I'm a sports dude, so I'm like, what's football season going to start? What's happening? Are they going to start on time? What's that? Is that going to mess up basketball? But, I don't mean to sound selfish, but that's what my mind goes first, man.
At first, I was looking at it like, I told you, like, I always find it good in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who are we without those distractions?
Yeah.
We'll have no more distractions. It's just everybody on social media just arguing.
Well, yeah, coming up with debates and all type of stuff.
Looking for something to do, like a lot of idle time. Like, who are you without those titles? Who are us?
Yeah.
Who are we without that? Like, what happens if society don't come back?
Man,
like,
and this becomes the norm.
Yeah, like, are you good with your hands? Like, what could you build? What could you create? What could you do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at it from all angles because at this point, we deep into it.
We are.
So.
And I can tell you a deep thinker, man, because that's part of what drew me to you, because I'm sort of introspective myself, and I've been more so in the past couple of months than I've ever been, just having to, think, be honest with myself about what I'm really feeling, even the shit that ain't cool to feel as a dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I done started journaling last week. I'm like, yo. Is this corny? I'm like, I know it ain't, bro. I'm feeling this, so I'm putting it on paper. You know what I mean? I just got to stay right up here because the world is nuts, man. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of nuts. But I still love people, though. So that's why I love being able to get out and do this. I ain't no introvert. I'm a social butterfly. You know what I mean? I'll start a conversation in the empty room. So, it's like, man, let me come in here and chop it up. But last part of the COVID situation I want to ask you about. Have you been taking any super precautions? I don't see you with no mask on the glove. No, it ain't really disrupted your world too much?
I feel like I've been social distance.
Straight up. Been washing your hands. All that.
I've been staying clean. Like,
for sure.
Especially the things that I do. Like, I'm always around people, always hugging and, showing love. So, you gotta have a cleanliness too.
Yeah.
So
that's hard not to do, man. It's hard for me to see you or see my man, and my first instinct is to go on and dap you and hug you. It's hard for me to be like, I don't like all that. I need that love, man. Maybe even not for you, but for me, damn it, I need it.
I need it too.
Yeah. Now we gotta go back to black paint, dog. Oh yeah, hugging tree. Someone bring it in, tree.
Yeah, I get to the tree. Go ahead,
No, man, black paint. Because first of all, the title is dope the way you wrote it. You know what I'm saying? You spelled it PAIN''T. You know what I'm saying? Like we use the word ain't. What brought that about? Pain first with the T.
Yeah.
I feel it.
We paint your pain. Like, what is your pain? What hurt you? What got you here? What traumatized you?
Yeah.
The book.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I got you. I was going through. Going into 2015 was like a turning point in my life. Like.
Okay. Were you still in school at that time or no?
No, I graduated in 2012. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. You grown.
Eagle Ridge. It's not a nonprofit organization. Hold on, I'm about to tune in real quick because
okay.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Like in December of 2014, man, I beat up a girl. I'm not gonna even, act like I'm an angel out here, but like, I put my hands on a woman. I got banned from Millwood actually.
Wow.
They said that I was hazing kids because they wanted me to start a stump team. I started a stump team. Girls messing up. I had them doing push-ups. Wall sits. Nothing bad with worse than they'll do it on the football field.
Right. Or like band camp or something.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Yeah. I wasn't joking.
Only thing that I felt like I was guilty of was leading them into a culture, talking about Greek life now, leading them into a culture where that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand that fault, but I didn't have nobody to sit down with me and tell me it was wrong. Like, that was the norm back in college. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody was, if you wasn't made, you wasn't shit.
Straight up.
So I followed suit. And then seeing what that did to kids and seeing how giving them a jacket or seeing them coming together as brothers from all over, like, wow, yeah, man, this had changed the world. It was bigger than this, than the stepping. It was bigger than the stroke. Just raising up kids. But black paint. So I got banned from Millwood. Crazy how.
It's full circle, baby. Full circle. That's what made my eyebrows go. They banned, and then at some point they done lifted the ban. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure you'll get to that. You know what I mean?
But what has happened. So, like I said, going into 2015, so I was paranoid, man. I had to find a lawyer. The lawyer was just like, "Did you touch the kid?" I said, "No." "Did you molest the kid?" I said, "No." "Did you sexually touch the kid?" I said, "No." Then what they tripping off for? I said, "Man, I don't know." Like the principal at the time was really trying to like put me in jail, but the parents knew what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? It was just this one teacher who just hated. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's our own people, bro. Like, you know, they still got that jealousy in them. You know, that Willie Lynch syndrome, man. You know, that post-traumatic slave syndrome. You know, so I just, you know, I had to do a lot of forgiving, man. Because, bro, it's so many people who are like, I shake hands with it, I be want to slap. So this is me in 2015.
Right.
And then I started back writing poetry again, and I was posting it on social media. And everybody was like, "You should write a book. You should write a book." But I don't want to do what people want me to do.
Right.
So,
you wasn't moved to do it yet, huh?
Yeah, not yet.
I feel that.
So I was getting ready to transition between jobs. So I didn't like working at Eagle Ridge anymore. I wanted to be back in the classroom. And next thing you know, like I was sitting in my cubicle and all these names and these situations and all these things just came to my mind. I just started writing everything down, and like I was writing, like I started outlining it, and I started like developing my characters. And next thing you know, I just started on chapter 1.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Now, what is this? Is this totally fictional, or is this like loosely based on your all fiction? Oh yeah, so you storytelling, huh?
Yeah.
Man,
And it's crazy because a lot of people that read the book was like, "Which character are you?" I'm like, "Man, I just can't write a good book."
a good book. Yeah.
Like Richard Wright, because Richard Wright dealt with the same stuff. People always thought like all his fictional stories was about him. Like, no, like they might take on my perspective, they might take on one of my views. They not me.
Yeah, me. I'm just a good storyteller.
Yeah, like you can come to my poetry show and hear my stories. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
So but it is what it is. You know, people don't. It needs to come from people who don't even read or write. You know?
Right.
So I appreciate them for even reading the book.
There you go.
You know.
Now, when did the book release? When did it come out?
I started writing in 2000. It came out in 2017. To answer your question, but I wrote it in 2015. It took me 6 months to write. I gave it to my editor in 2016, and she had it for a whole year. She was just like, "Bro, it's too deep."
Too deep. Well, what was it? Do deep and dark mean the same thing to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
No?
Like,
And you know the reason why. Let me put some perspective on where I'm coming from with that. But before I hit record, we were talking about it, and you told me you had to take some time away from it because it was getting too dark, and I was like, oh, that's what made me think that it was some of your pain in it.
Yeah, it was dark. It was too dark for her.
Okay.
Yeah. Like not to give it away, but in my book it was like these twins who were molested. You know what I'm saying? I was real graphic about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've had it was based off experiences that I've heard from women, like who told me like they was in a room just doing like whoa.
Yeah.
You know, my heart beat fast hearing the story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when people are reading this story, they like, oh, they heart beating fast. They feeling it too because 1 out of 3 women that you'll meet have probably been molested in their life.
Right. Man.
Nobody wants to talk about it.
True that.
And then since social media hit and the internet hit, molestation rose 1,000%.
Man.
But nobody wants to talk about this.
Nah, that's a big old elephant in the room.
Yeah.
I can, speaking of women, because I follow you on social media, and I've been paying attention to a lot of the poetry that you post, and some of them have been very, very endearing toward women here lately, man. So I could tell, you got a soft spot for them, and you definitely. You love them and you respect them. I can tell by the way you address them. You know what I mean? Obviously, that situation you told me, notwithstanding, but we all got some space to grow. You know what I mean? So I won't condemn you for that.
It's all good, man. Women, man. They the guys of the earth. Without them, we wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember just looking at women subjectively.
Right.
And I don't know if it was because how society treat women, especially black women, but so I got a black mother. So I had to learn how to really respect women. Because I used to call them bitches and hoes like it wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? Like it don't even sound right coming out my mouth no more. I really had to train my mind to stop looking at them like
objects.
Yeah. Like they wasn't nothing. Like their opinion didn't matter. Like women are out here getting money. Like women ain't out here being players. Like I've been getting played, bro. Like,
yeah. You got a little dose of the other end of it.
Yeah, like they know the game too. Like,
they do.
We got black women effed up, bro.
Yeah, we really do. We really do. They turning corners out here, man.
Yeah, like then when I look at this, my support system, man, most of my support system is black women. Like, why would I disrespect them? Those my audience.
For sure.
You know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying?
You definitely want to keep them close, man.
Yeah.
You definitely want to keep them close. And speaking of your audience, that takes me out to you hosting, man. From what I've been told, I've never been able to experience it yet. I'm gonna put the yet on there because it's gonna happen. You've been hosting some poetry events out of the ICE Event Center. Any truth to that?
Yeah, man.
First of all, how did every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday.
How far back does that go?
We've been doing that. Oh, that's a good question. We've been doing that because I started performing poetry in the summer of 2016.
Okay.
And then by November, Dope Poetry came around, but I wasn't the original host.
Mm.
It was just Jay Wigg and then Mark Fleming. And Jay Wigg went out of town. Then Mark Fleming hit me up because he was like, man, I need somebody to host while he's out of town. Can you do it? I was like, man, I never done nothing like this before.
Yeah.
He was like, man, come on, man. You used to host back in college. I was like, all right, but that was
a little different.
He was like, no, it's the same, man. Come on. I said, all right. Came Wednesday, and I was like, what do I do? He was like, all right, just start off with a poem, tell the DJ play some music, we're gonna get started, let people sign up, while you sign up, perform some more. But I did like 10 poems that night. It was like 5 people who signed up. Like an hour and a half, the show was over. I was like, that was fun, And then,
Did you perform at all?
yeah, I performed.
Oh, okay.
I did like 10 poems.
Oh, so you said you did 10.
Like
Wow.
5 of the poets. So they did, at that time we were doing 2 poems a piece. So they did 8 poems, and I'm just like, all right, well, y'all, thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
So, get something to drink, get something to eat, let's party. Like, well,
Yeah. Was his we here?
Yeah, like,
Now my question is, were you coming right off the top with him, or did you have you had these done already? So you have been working.
yeah, like
I like that.
my first time getting on the mic, I read off my phone. That was the last time I read off my phone.
Last time, huh?
Yeah, like, I didn't like the reaction I got. Like, I'm not like, man, my poems I'm posting on social media cold. Like,
Yeah.
y'all don't like this. You know
Sure.
what I'm saying? So, but even then, like my first year into like performing heavily, like people wasn't giving me that I guess I was looking for some type of like applause or something. I don't know what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm. Was it a certain type of energy or reaction you was looking for?
Yeah, I think it was the reaction. Because people gave me their attention, but it was like, I wanted the reaction with that, But somebody said that with me, like, man, look, bro, you tripping because you making them look at themselves. Like, you making them feel it. Like, oh, okay. I didn't know.
I feel it. And you know what? He got a point because I know sometimes whenever somebody's speaking to me, I could be watching stand-up comedy and they'll say something that cut a little deep. While everybody else laughing, I'm like, oh shit, that's me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel that. Did it take a while for you to get past, or I ain't gonna say get past? Did it take a minute for you to be okay with whatever you heard, even if it was a little bit of silence? Like, okay, they thinking. You know what I'm saying? Have you gotten to a point to where you don't need the ovation?
Yeah. Now it's like I feel like, what am I doing that for? Why was I even looking for that? Like I question my motives towards everything. What is my intention? And I just know, like, I got a message, so, and now it ain't even about me, like, it's fun for me.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie to you, like, but it's not even about me now, I'm really trying to change people, I'm really trying to help people, I'm really trying to, like, heal my people.
Yeah.
Through my words, through my energy, through the lessons that I got for them, I feel like I can teach my people, so. Do
you make yourself accessible?
Yeah.
You seem like you do, you know what I mean? Because and obviously we're in a relatively small state and a small city on top of that, but you definitely got a name out here, and you one of them cats now to where people. I was talking to one of my fellow Langston guys, even though I didn't go to Langston. This cat I grew up with earlier, and I said your name to him. He's like, I think I know what you talking about. I'm saying, all right, so my man, he bubbling out here in the city, so it's that easy for just any person that may have a question or just want to let you know how they feel about your work. They can reach out to you and get to you.
I ain't Jay-Z. Like you gotta help people.
Sure.
You either gonna build I saw this on Facebook. I ain't act like I made it up.
Yeah.
You gonna build a taller wall or a longer table.
I like that.
Let's build the table.
That's right.
Everybody can eat.
Everybody can eat.
So, but not saying that like even though I'm accessible, I've been used before.
I feel that.
I've allowed people to play me.
Yeah.
But that's their call.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? They gotta live with that. You know what I'm saying? Even if they don't even care about it. Hey,
just know you gotta sleep at night, homie.
Yeah. And plus, I got my blessing out of it.
For sure. I got this philosophy that somebody said. I think I got this off a movie, man, because I'm a movie watching son with a gun, but I don't remember where it's from. But it was a line that stuck with me. It's like, man, good people, being a good person makes you predictable. You know what I mean? And so, you know, whenever folks that got ill intent are looking for somebody to prey on, Prey, you know what I mean? They said they're gonna come for the cat that they know how you gonna respond. I know he probably gonna give it. And if he does catch me or the cat is out the bag, he ain't gonna do to me what I did to him. And they right, because our moral compass is different, but it just make you be like, I ought to pull a you on you, but that ain't me. So let me fall back.
I ain't gonna lie, this is why for like a whole year straight, I went to go like learn how to box because
yeah.
At the same
Can't wait till the gyms open up, boy. I was saying that a week ago, but go ahead.
I can't let nobody bitch me, you know what I'm saying? Like I just come from, you know, a deep line of individuals who taught me like, bro, like you gotta fight for yours, like, and like if I gotta fight, I'm gonna fight, like, bro, you're not about to play me, you know what I'm saying?
Not gonna violate me.
Poetry, yeah, you had to do poetry, like it was some dudes who was like trying to come at me sideways. I had to tell them like, bro, what's up, bro? Like,
yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, like don't let the poetry fool you. Don't let this cool stuff fool you. Don't let these hugs you see me giving all the time. Don't let the love you see me doing all the time.
Right.
Bro, like I'm a man, bro. Like
yeah,
I will not do this to you. Like so, what's up, bro? Like what's going on?
That's so disappointing, man, because that's another one of those misconceptions about our people. Like whenever a bunch of us get together and we congregating, no matter what setting it is, whether we kicking it or if it's a club situation, you just know somewhere in your mind that let me be on my P's and Q's. You know what I mean? It's like, how come we can't just enjoy one another? You know what I mean? Without being on guard all the time.
They came from slavery, man.
Yeah.
You know, like it got us. And how quickly do we forget like where all this came from, how it all started.
True.
It's crazy because I was watching this movie about Obama. Barry, I think. I don't know if y'all heard about it, but he was going like through an identity crisis, and like he was talking about he was in class and this white dude asked him like, man, why is everything about slavery? And then 360, you know, the white dude kind of helped him out because he was getting into it with this cop, and he was just like, you know why everything is about slavery? Because if you go to where I just came from, you understand why black people are the way they are. Like, bro, like slavery didn't happen. Like it was like 150 years ago. We just became free, quote unquote.
Yeah.
You know, so not like that's 2 generations ago, probably 3.
Right.
You know,
and a lot of the things, like our parents did the best that they could, given whatever they had to give to us. But I like to believe I'm 31.
Oh man, your parents came from the crack epidemic, am I right?
Yeah, before that, because my parents, they had me. It's crazy. My daddy would be 68 Sunday, and my mama would be 66 next month. So they had me later in life. So they were before that. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
it was right through the parents.
There you go. It's like, so, you know, traumas of their parents were passed down to them, whatever that looks like, and then theirs was passed down to us. And so a lot of the stuff that comes natural to us is like defense mechanisms and shit that we can't even understand why. Not all of them. Not all of them. I've gotten to that point. Whenever I was telling you I've been more introspective here recently, I'm sort of on that path. And it's like, it gets uncomfortable having to admit to myself that, dog, this description that you're reading here, that fits you. And I'm like, shit. You know what I mean? But then once you know better, you got to work on it. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be no animal. You know what I mean? I don't want to be just pissed at somebody who ain't necessarily I don't look at you. If you was a white dude, I wouldn't look at you and be like, you know, that's my oppressor right there. You know what I'm saying? I think that's out of me. But, you know, some people ain't even that far along. You know, we got some people that still be ready to bite off white folks' heads. I'm like, hey, man, easy. He's like, you know what I'm saying? He just trying to hoop. You know what I mean? or whatever it is, man. But now, ghostwriting. That one made my eyes go up, man. So the ghostwriting that you're doing or that you've done, has it been for musical artists or for poets? Musical artists? Okay.
Put on the beat.
Put on the beat, huh?
Let me what you a singer? I'm gonna sing on it. Just follow the flow.
Always been like your idea, or have anybody asked you like, yo, write for me?
No, I'm telling them like follow my flow. But I don't know how to sing it, but I want you to sing it. And I'm gonna add words to it.
And they were like, all right, bet. Yeah. Man, that's pretty damn cool, man. Now, in your space,
I can do this for rappers.
Straight up. Now that's another thing when it comes to what's cool, what's hot, and what's not. Is that one of them things where it's like there's an understanding between you and that artist to where it's like, yo, this stage right here between us.
I can write about nothing.
Straight up. Yeah. That's a lot. Now, have you ever been written for?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you allow it.
yeah.
I
Hey,
feel
it's
it.
all good.
I feel it.
Like, I can't tell you how to look at me.
Mm,
I can't tell you.
I like
how,
that, man.
I can't tell you how to, just, you got your perspective, and I respect it. Like I want to know about it.
Yeah.
I would die for unbiased opinion.
I hear that.
I was wanting to have therapy just because I wanted that unbiased opinion.
Sure. I still might, man.
Yeah.
And once I figure out a way to get insurance to pay for that instead of me, you know what I mean, right out of pocket.
We'll need to add that to the benefit.
Yeah, add that to the package.
Yeah, for real.
Man, but you know what? I like collaboration. You know, because of course I'm a music fan, I'm a hip hop fan, and it's been sort of a big conversation in that culture about can you really be considered one of the greatest artists or greatest writers of all time if you didn't have somebody write for you? Not even your whole career, even if they wrote one or two songs, but they turn out to be big hits that people have grown like to where you synonymous with that song. Like people be real quick to put an asterisk next to your shit. And I got mixed feelings about it. I'm like, if it's dope, it's dope. Yeah. And then like if we all artists in here and I bring something to the table that's cold, but your delivery is better with it, I'm like, hey man.
My producer be helping me out, man. I'm like, I need a line. I mean, hey, let's make something happen. Like,
Yeah. Put your brains together, make it work.
Jay-Z did. You take all Jay-Z have a whole album full of Biggie stuff, all the stuff he took from Biggie.
Yeah. Hey, he will drop a Biggie bar every now and again, boy. And I be hearing him like, I got the catalog, so you ain't hiding from me.
Who would Kobe be if he didn't have Jordan stuff?
Exactly. That's right, man. And like we not the first to do these. Nothing new, man. Every time I be trying to reinvent the wheel, I gotta remember that right there. Like, man, I'm not the first, and I ain't gonna be the last, because somebody else gonna be coming down the pipe trying to do the same thing.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, yours is different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've been checking. I watch a lot of people who do podcasts. Like, we're not talking about nothing. A lot of people, I watch other people's podcasts, and then when I come on there, they were like, okay, we didn't know we was gonna talk about trauma on here.
Yeah.
We didn't know we was gonna talk about all this on here.
Yeah.
We didn't know you was gonna talk about that time you hit that girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We didn't know all this.
Right.
We wasn't prepared. We thought we was gonna come over here and say a bunch of jokes. Nah.
No.
It's a big platform right here.
Yeah. I appreciate that. For sure.
What God wanted you to do.
Yeah.
So you good. I
appreciate that, man. I just like having meaningful conversations, dog. And I can remember, you might remember this. It wasn't too long ago. I remember when I first came to the district. We going through our PDs and all that the first whatever week in August, like right before school started, man. And we had the little break in action for lunch. I didn't really know but maybe 2 or 3 people. So, I found a little spot to myself and just sat down, which is uncharacteristic of me because I'm a people person. But I'm like, you know what, man? Everybody seemed to be kind of tapped in with who they know. Let me go ahead and find my little personal table. And before, I'm about sitting halfway down. The buns didn't even hit the seat. And you was like, you ain't got to sit by yourself, brother. He didn't pick his head up. You ain't got to sit by yourself, brother. I said, let me come on over there, have a seat. And that was the beginning of the dialogue. And I was like, all right, cool.
You at least sound like a sensei or something.
Yeah. That's kind of how I felt because you was just like this, on some Mortal Kombat, Lord Raiden. And then whenever I looked at you, that's when you picked your eyes up. Like, come on, you know what I mean? And so we just sat there and we kicked it. Me, you, Taylor Johnson, and Antonio Humphrey, man. And I just thought that was cool. And that's just, I could tell just from having a dialogue over a short meal that this was going to be a good conversation right here. You know what I mean? No doubt. So now we got to go to the screenwriting because I've been watching, and you said hood conscious films. Is that right? I'm telling you, I've been paying attention to the IG story. I've been seeing y'all in that lab working. So what's the latest project?
We're doing a movie called Joey Stone.
Joey Stone?
Yeah, it's
okay.
About this videographer who gets killed and his brother comes to avenge his death. And it's funny because I'm now playing the brother. Like,
okay.
Yeah, this is my first acting right here. So I'm trying to really tap into that.
So you the one coming for the get back?
Yeah.
To
avenge my brother. Right?
I feel
this
that.
This is an unusual role for me because I am not a killer. I am not one of those who go out and try to impose on violence. But
right.
It's just it's all for the film. It's all for the film.
I feel. Is this your creation?
Yeah.
This is your baby, huh?
My producer who's producing this film, he gave me the concept, and like in 2 hours I wrote the script. The
entire script. About how long? You said 2 hours it took you.
2 hours.
Wow, that means you tapped in, blocked everything out, huh?
Yeah. You just gotta. If it's fun for you, then it's gonna come out like that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you really just into something that you love. Like when you're doing something that you love, man, it just comes out like water.
Right.
You know, like you already got your message. You already know why you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So you just add that in there and you good.
What's the is there at least a tentative release date for the film?
I'm trying to do something this week. Really, we're trying to release it because I want to do a premiere. You know, a lot of people out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might get spiffy or just how you want it. Just
Yeah.
prepare. You know what I'm saying?
You want it to be an event though.
Yeah, like
I like that.
I'm doing it at the Ice Event Center.
Yeah.
You know, like Black Hollywood.
Yeah, you got to keep it cultural right there.
I'm trying to do what Tyler Perry did in Atlanta. I'm trying to do that here in Oklahoma City.
Right.
You know, like I could do that. I'm
Damn
trying
sure.
to start school out here, man, art school.
So I'm telling you, man. See, I'm telling you, you're on your way though, because you got your hands in a lot of stuff, and which kind of makes me ask you the next question. When do you ever get to a point to where you feel like you may have stretched yourself too thin, to where you doing too much? Oh yeah. And how do you decompress whenever you get to like, oh, yo, I'm low key overwhelmed?
Yeah, I'll take a nap, man.
Just on the spot, huh?
Yeah, like I'm
tapping out.
I won't answer a phone call. I'll be on social media. I'll read. I'll watch a movie.
Right.
You know, I'm happy.
Right.
You know, so I stretch myself thin on purpose. I say, all right, as long as I got something to do, I'm not just wasting my life.
I feel that.
You know, like I'm contributing to my people. I'm doing things that I love. I'm writing things that I love to write about. I don't have no boundaries. My mind is free. You know, I'm trying to be financially free.
True that.
You know, I'm trying to break away from the government free.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the real type of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I feel like I'm on my way toward that. Like I feel like no matter which route I take, I'm gonna be successful. Like people gonna be mad. You know,
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. It's just something cool coming out.
Yeah.
People gonna be mad.
Yeah, they will. But I think a lot of that is fear, though, because we all have at least a little bit of fear towards stuff we don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe intimidation is the word. When we don't understand it, it's like, I still hear word. Whenever people start talking about taxes, I still get a little tight. Like, hey, somebody educate me, man. I send it to my mom and them accounting right now. But at some point, I'm gonna have to be a big boy and figure this shit out, right?
That's why I didn't get my stimulus, because I ain't did my taxes in 3 years.
Wait a minute now, man. We might have to edit that out.
I was just being, I'm not gonna say ignorant, but it was just like, I was like, man, I didn't have it financially. You know what I'm saying? I was like, every time I did it online, I'm like, I owe. And I went to some people and they was like, yeah, you're gonna owe, because I was working for like a private school after I left Northeast High School. And I was, the way they work, the way you got paid there, if you didn't work, you didn't get paid because it was a private school. I'm like, okay, well, you don't take no taxes out.
No garnishes.
Yeah. So I did this year though, because I didn't want to get no garnish.
Nah.
So took care of that easy.
It's crazy how we live and we learn. You know what I mean? But while we talking about money, you can feel free to reject this or whatever if I overstep. But with all of the endeavors that you're into right now, have you found a way to monetize from those yet? Okay, but that ain't bad news though, because I can tell it's fulfilling though for you.
But I do ask.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna host, hey, I'm gonna get a love offering. I'm gonna get compensated.
Right.
And at that point, I got I can say yes or no.
Yeah.
Because at this stage in the artwork, like I get paid for my time. Like I put the time in. Like they said, you put over 10 hours in something, and you not saying that you mastered it, because you always gonna have something to learn. But you deserve to get paid for it.
For real.
You put 10 hours into this.
That's true.
Yeah, you next level.
Mm-hmm.
You know the ins and outs. Like something you don't get paid for. You get paid for the art, of course, but you get paid for your time too.
That's the key.
Because the art is easy. It's the time.
Mm-hmm.
You put in, the times where you just wanted to quit, times where you didn't want to do it, the emotions you felt, the times you felt like, man, I don't even, who gonna listen? Who gonna hear me out? Who
Right.
gonna read?
Right.
Who gonna read, bro? I wrote a book. Who gonna read this?
There you go. I know I'm gonna cop that sucker, man. I'm gonna cop it, and I'm gonna read it. It may take me a while, because you know what I mean, because I know how I be, but I'm gonna get it done.
How's a page turn?
Y'all, it's one of those, huh?
People who didn't like reading hit me up was like, hey man, I don't like reading. I'll finish your book in 3 days.
I read your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, okay,
I'm telling you, man. I got to get that done, dog. I got to get that done because it was some just the cover of the book matters. I don't care what nobody say. So that jumped out and got me. I was like, yeah, man. Not only are we gonna chop it up, but I got to go ahead and get that. But let me ask you this: have you ever gone through things in any creative space, whether it's poetry, whether it's music, whether it's screenwriting, to where you talked yourself out of it for whatever reason, thinking like, man, who gonna look at this, or am I really am I on track with what I'm supposed to be doing?
Yeah.
You ever overthought it?
Yeah, with rap. I don't think I can rap.
You say you don't?
Yeah, I can write a dope ass poem.
Got you.
But if you want me to rap, I don't know. I don't know if I got it.
I hear you.
You know, so it's a lot of rap. You know, you can. You know, I got a rap group that I'm a part of. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm the only poet.
Right.
You know, like there's been many songs where like I'll try to rap on it, then one of the other rappers get on and he just outdo me. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna put that out.
Yeah.
Take my verse off.
Yeah, take my verse off.
Yeah, you know, but that's me being like, hey, I'm not the greatest. I'm not just, you know, I'm one of the dopest. I'm not the dopest.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? Like everybody dope when you really, you know, they really put the hard work in. They really know the art form of it. They really putting their heart and soul out.
Right.
You know, so who am I to come out here and be like, man, I'm better than you?
Right.
That's why I don't like the comparison. You know?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be fun, right?
That's right. And I think everybody's rubric is different too. Like the way you grade it might be different from the way I grade it. So I can't even tell you. Yeah, it is. And who am I to tell you wrong for whatever your cup of tea is? Like if that's your flavor, we gonna rock. But having all that talent together, I like to imagine, you know, steel sharpening steel. Everybody getting better off of each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And y'all putting something masterful together in the process.
Yeah,
Dope.
sure.
Now we gotta talk about editing, man. So what exactly is editing? You know what I mean? And I need to ask you this too. But
I just know the rules of English. You know,
Okay.
I know the writing rules. I know the punctuation rules. I know you know how to use a comma. You know, so a lot of people don't know how to use commas. A lot of people don't know how to use quotation marks. A lot of people don't know that if you're writing a sentence and you just throw in a verb in the middle of your sentence, you need to put a comma in front of that. You know, it's just simple things like that people miss out on. That
Right.
can really, you know, when somebody's reading your work, if you have those little things, that people can become uninterested in reading.
that's right.
You know,
I'm guilty of that sometimes too. Like, man, come on, man. Is that a semicolon or no? I'm through. You know what I'm saying?
Even in my book, like I made a lot of mistakes in Black Pen because you know, at the point of because I was going to reread it 3 times after my second time editing it. Because you know, after my editor edited, I wanted to go in and make the changes that she wanted me to make.
Oh, so that's how it goes. She doesn't make the changes. She gives it back to you to make them.
My editor printed it out and like red pinned that whole thing. Bro.
Oh wow. Okay.
My editor cold. Bro. She cold. So
that's real work.
So I had to go back in and I had to type everything up. So as, you know, I typed everything up the first time, reread over it. The second time I was making my last revisions on it, and then I was supposed to go in the third time. But at this point, this is back in 2017. At this point, I just got let go at Northeast. So I was like, I gotta put out something.
Yeah.
So I just put it out there. I said, forget it. Like, I'll put it out of America. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up getting hired at that not nonprofit, but at that private school. So life is back cool.
You didn't got yourself back steady.
Level. I ain't gonna say steady. I was level. I was struggling. Like people don't know. Like from 2015 to 2017 was I was comfortable, not comfortable, but I was cool. Like
yeah.
But 2012 to 2019, man, it's been hard.
It's been hard. Figuring life out.
Man, it's been hard. They say that about your 20s, but I don't. You don't believe nobody.
How old are you now?
I'm 30 now.
You 30, yeah. You ain't in your 30s yet though, but you're 30. You know what I'm saying? When you get to be 31, you're in your 30s. I feel that. Now,
Why you say 31?
Cause I'm talking shit really because I'm 31. I was telling everybody once I turned 30 last year, you in your 30s now? I said, nah. I'm like, listen, whenever you turn 20, right? You wasn't in your 20s because then that means you was legal enough to go ahead and buy you some alcohol. That's the worst age on earth, 20. You can't do shit. You ain't a teen and you ain't grown. So I said, well, if that's true for the 20, it's got to be true for 30. I'm in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I turn 31, I'll just be talking shit, man. That's how it goes. I got a couple more things. I'm going to let you go, man, because you've been gracious with your time, man. I appreciate it. What's your favorite movie? The reason I asked that, I heard you, whenever I asked you that decompression question earlier, you were like, man, I'll take a nap. I'll watch a movie. You know what I mean? But I know, like, people will look at you as a deep brother, and you are, but I can tell you still a regular dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know you know how to keep it light. So what's your favorite movie,
So
man?
many movies movies came to my mind when you asked that. You
Yeah.
ever seen Blank Man?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's one of them classics, man.
That Blank
90s.
Man, Meteor Man,
Mm-hmm.
Small Soldiers, The Little Giants,
Small Soldiers, Little
Goofy
Giants.
movie, 1 and 2. Goddamn.
See? He keeping it light, bro. I'm telling you, but them class, we grew up on it.
The Clumps and Other Professor.
Mhm.
Both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing about that the other day.
Yeah.
Hardball. You know, I grew up watching The Wire.
Right.
That's not a movie, but you know, I love watching that.
That's a hell of a series, man. And we was to the point where we probably ain't had no business watching that when we watched them. But it's all good.
Like, you
Yeah.
had the business because they was talking about politics, education. Like they showed us where we was headed. You
Sure.
know what I'm saying? Like being a teacher, I saw that. You know, the last couple of seasons when when the officers was in the schools, like,
Mhm.
man, that's going on at all the schools in Oklahoma City. Like, that's crazy. So it's all good.
Goes back to your statement a while ago. Nothing new under the sun, all right?
Yeah, for real.
Last point I want to hit you with, man. It's not even really a question. It's a statement or a quote that I've heard so many times, man. I happen to agree, but I want to get your insight on it. When people say, or better yet, when people say don't live, or they say live with no regrets, I don't agree with that because I think we all can tap back into something that we did that we're not proud of. Now, the flip side, what makes it kind of tricky is that every action has a reaction. So we may have done something that was super fucked up, but the silver lining, like you said earlier, it led to something beautiful, and we may have missed that beautiful moment had we not stumbled. But I know, for the sake of my own story, I ended up making a mistake just by lying, you know what I mean, back when I was a teenager, and it led to my best friend getting shot and killed. I want that back. You know what I mean? And obviously, we can't go back. So that's a regret. I regret that. No matter what people say, you don't live regret. I live with that one. So to that, you say what? Living with regrets or not?
I got a lot of regrets, man. The only reason why I regret them is because they hurt. Like damn, like there's times where like I was being a bitch ass nigga. And I see that shit happening, like fuck, like I can't go back and redo that. Like,
Yeah.
Like damn, that's why. Times where I stole. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I remember I was, back in college, my sophomore year, people would go home during spring break or go out and have fun. Like
Right.
I didn't have no money to go out and do any of that. So me and my partner decided to just, go through people's houses, the dorm rooms. And my
Y'all was
partner
kicking doors?
No.
Oh, okay. Y'all.
Man, it's so easy.
I feel it. You ain't even got to give
You just take
it.
the screen door off.
Yeah.
Lift
Right.
up the
Boom.
Like, I'm like, they don't care about them. They don't care about these students, man. It's
Right.
so easy to break in, but they don't want you to have that mindset. Why you in college with that mindset, of course, but that's how easy it was to break in. My partner was like, don't look at no pictures. Yeah, I saw the picture. I said, oh,
Damn. No, you're going to have to look this person in the face.
yeah.
Golly.
Yeah.
So my man, when him telling you that, let him know, that sounds like some experience.
Yeah.
God damn.
He was cold. He was like the mastermind of that shit. Like, I'm like, oh, damn, man, this is what you do? Damn.
Now, how long did it take for you to feel foul about it? You know what I mean?
Right when I saw the picture.
Right out. Oh man, God dog.
It's like you see that picture when you wake up. Man.
Mhm.
When you think about doing something stupid, you see that picture right there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Like life got a funny way of just showing yourself every time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm blessed to have that conviction though.
Yeah.
Like I write from that. I write from some foul shit I did.
Yeah.
Some things I did in relationships that I'm not proud of. Some things I did to friends. That's why I never just. What makes me real is that I can make a mistake and admit to it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, things that I've done to, that's why I'm real transparent. Like, I'll say whatever. Like, if somebody asks me the right question, I'll come out and say it.
Yeah.
Only because you was brave enough to ask that question.
Yeah. Brace yourself for what I'm about to hit you with.
Yeah, like that was like, all right, well, iron sharpens iron. Like, question, take the root word of questions is what?
Oh, quest. Yeah, that's a journey.
Quest. Yeah, we're going on a journey. All right, we're going to see how deep we can go.
Yeah.
That's what I live for because it's that rush. When my heart starts beating fast, I know like I'm supposed to be doing this. I know I'm supposed to be having this conversation. I know I'm supposed to be saying this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And somebody somewhere is feeling it and thinking it, but it ain't appropriate. Yeah. Even though I like that word less and less every day, but I think since we both are in the kid business, I think they got real good bullshit detectors, man. They know when you being plastic. You know what I'm saying? So they respect truth. You know what I mean?
And that's why, like, it was easy to say yes to this, man, because I saw the kids rocking with you. Like, then I remember going to the games. I'm like, that's why they rock with him. He's a whole different type of coach.
Yeah.
Out here dunking out here, like you don't see the varsity having that much fun. You don't see the freshmen having that much fun. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's him.
Yeah, man.
So the kids rock with you. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot about your spirit, brother.
I appreciate that. Hey, that's why we do what we do, man. It's about them. So whatever we got to give it to them.
Right.
My man. I appreciate it, bro.
It's all love.
This was a pleasure, man.